special. We got him in studio. We didn't have to zoom in. He's a Super Bowl champion, but also an NFL MVP. It's an honor to be here with greatness, and welcome in Joe Theismann. Joe, how you doing, sir?
Good, right. Good to be with you.
Oh, man, it is so great to be with you. Now, I was going to start with, those first 4 years of your pro career, but while we were sitting here just talking, you mentioned Notre Dame and that feel. You mentioned in your life that you have these feelings, that if something feels right, you know that that's where you're supposed to be. What felt right about Notre Dame when you decided to take your college career there?
It was interesting. I visited 5 schools. I narrowed it down to 5 schools. And I recommend this to any seniors that are out there looking for colleges as they go around. Don't overwhelm yourself with 10 or 15 different places. Pick out the 5 you really think might appeal to you. It was Wake Forest, Notre Dame, University of North Carolina, Penn State, and North Carolina State. My high school coach was a backup to Roman Gabriel, and people will have to Google his name if you're too young. But he was a great quarterback for the Rams, and of course at North Carolina State. My high school coach was his backup. I thought, hey, that's a great way to go to school. So I initially signed at North Carolina State, never made a visit to Notre Dame. Notre Dame contacted me because we were an independent. I could go visit the school. And if I signed, I wouldn't lose a year of eligibility. The rules were different then. So I wind up flying out to Notre Dame. I walk around. Rocky Blyer was my chaperone. He and a guy by the name of Dan Harshman, and flew back home to New Jersey, got off the plane. My father says, what do you think? I said, I have to go to Notre Dame. He said, why? I said, Dad, it just feels right. And I believe this 100%. Your gut is a heck of a judge of a lot of things in our lives. Quite often we sit down and we analyze things and we overanalyze them, and we either talk ourselves into it or out of it. But if you trust your gut, I think the percentages are higher that things will work out okay. And it did for me at the University of Notre Dame. That's how I wound up there. You and I were sitting here talking about the facility we're in now, what they've done here to the Commander's Park. It's amazing. I think as a player in particular, because we're real finicky. Players are really, which you haven't found out yet, I'm sure. But players are really finicky. Little things you wouldn't think turn them on, do. And at times you say something big like, all these other big things, they might turn on. No, it's the little thing. Walking in this facility, it's clean, it's classy, it's exciting, it's bright. The changes they've made, I think, are when guys come in here, I think they look at the place and go, man, this is professional. This is first class. This is something that I'd like to be a part of. And so the visual part of what you see when you walk into the Commander facility, it lights the flame. It sort of turns the pilot light up just a little bit more. And then you get into the organization, the opportunities, and the other things that are available to you. But just being here and seeing the things that have been done are just magnificent. And
that wasn't always the case. I'm thinking interesting that you bring that up and that you point that out, because that's something that feels kind of new around here. The pride in the facilities, the way that things have changed, the way that free agents have come in and looked. We spoke to Debo last week, and he talked about this being so happy here. So that feels different, right? And you've gotten to see the change, right? You've gotten to see when it wasn't like that. How much pride do you have knowing how much you did in the Burgundy and Gold, seeing those changes happen now in real time?
Well, we were in an older facility. I'm excited for the guys. I'm excited for the people that are in the building. I'm excited for the people that come to work every day that don't put a uniform on, but that are a part of the organization. I'm excited for them too. But it's funny. You can change the people, you can change the coaches, you can change the players. But if you're coming to the same facility all the time, it's sort of a bit of a drag, to be honest with you. It's like, okay, everything's different. No, it really isn't. You think it's different, but the personnel's different. The coaches are different. The front office may be a little different, but you're still coming into that same building. Now it's gone. It's absolutely gone. And that's why I'm so excited about, hopefully, when the new stadium's built and everything, what it's going to look like for everybody, for the fans. The fans have been so loyal for so many years. And last year, I think all that frustration was finally let out, and we were rewarded with an incredible season. And we have incredible challenges ahead of us in this one. We don't want to be a one-year wonder as a football team. You never want to be a one-year wonder as anybody. I don't care what business you're in. You just don't want to have it. Oh, it's great. And all of a sudden, ugh, you don't want enough of the yick. We've dealt with the yick.
We've dealt with enough of that, right?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I know didn't make anybody go yuck, and